Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Fight Talk Live with your host, Base the Kid. What's going on? What's going on? Greetings and salutations to all of the people in the building, people that have been waiting, the people that are about to join. Welcome and thank you very much for being here. So, what's the difference? Something feels a bit different today, right? Well, I'm solo. Nah, I'm joking. Yeah, look, I've started the stream obviously on time for the people because that is a criticism. We'd love to be late. It is me for the moment holding down the fort. October will be with us shortly. You know, uh, she's used up some of her social battery by doing Monday Night Smoke yesterday, so she needs a little extra time to recover. You need a bit more recovery time between fights when you get a little bit older. You know how it goes. And Danny Glover is also on his way in, but he decided that he needed to be suitably fueled beforehand, and he's making weight at the moment, but he left it a bit down to the wire, so it's touch and go as to whether he's going to make weight for the bout. So yeah, y'all got me for the moment, just for a few minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes or so, and we can get into everything. Um, I may have to jump off of the stream early later on, though, as I do have an engagement to attend around about 9:30. So hopefully we can get everything done by then. But you never know with these discussions and how they can sometimes pan out. But let me go into the chat for anyone who is here already. I'll interact with you guys. I don't want to talk too much on the topics that will be obviously that you guys have seen the banner, so we've got that. But there's a few other things that we will be talking about, and you obviously can't go to the mains without really having all of us here to discuss. But yeah, thank you everyone who has joined in and been locked in from early. Also, just another big thank you to anyone who was on the watch along from last week. I haven't checked the numbers across all the platforms, but we hit almost like 1,000 views on my one alone. So I'm sure October's must have done about 2.5, 3. Danny's must have done a few hundred as well. And then for anyone who tuned in to my watch along for Roach and Cruz, almost 8,000 views on that one. Highest watch along we've done on the platform, on the channel. So thank you everyone who did jump in, everyone who did contribute. Let's see who's so we got Toby Bartlett in the building, so I'll say what's up to Toby. Shout out to you. Good evening. Abs in the chat. Well, I mean, I'll tell Abs you said good evening when she gets here. Hope you're well, Queen, and enjoy the great weekend from last weekend. What a great win by Conor Walker. Okay, so we got Brummy talk. I'll save that for you guys later. October here in the chat also said Miss Soon Reach. So you see, she didn't like the slander. She's like, it's not happening. And then Philip, what if Danny and Red make an exodus on you? Well, I mean, ultimately, it is what it is, isn't it? You just gotta roll with the punches, take it as it comes. Here we go. Toby, evening base. I was waiting on Av's channel, but I'm here now. Yeah, I don't know, Toby. There's look a Judas move right there. You was there. You was holding it down over that side. All of a sudden, you see it's not there. Now you move over to here. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm messing. Thank you very much for being in attendance as always, Toby. And Stevan as well. Shout out to you. Thank you very much for being in attendance. Okay, so before we get into any topics, let's just go over, I guess, a little bit of summaries from the weekend. I'm sure, like the guys and ladies will want to have their say on what sort of took place with regards to all of the shows. But I know for a fact who watched what or to what level they watched it. So I think the first place to kind of start should probably be Isaac Cruz and Lamont Roach. Now, just before, oh, Sam, man, like Muller's in the building. Salute to you. And James Douglas as well. Greetings, James. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Right, so I've managed to watch the entire card now, for Roach and Cruz. Obviously, on the night, I slept through my first set of alarms and I woke up late. But luckily, because the stream was already done and taken care of, didn't have to worry about that. So I literally just jumped on, and I was there halfway through Oshaki Foster and Stephen Fulton. So I managed to see the Lara fight, and the only thing it made me think was sometimes Janny Beck isn't the most entertaining, shall we say. He doesn't always press the gas. And someone like Lara also sometimes has a habit of maybe not wanting to press the gas when he don't need to. Now the fact he dropped who was it? Was it Gonzalez? He dropped him in the first round is almost like, oh well, I've kind of just got this one easy, so let me just relax. And ultimately, that's kind of the way it played out because he was just in cruise control from round one all the way to sort of round 12, where he gets another stop, another drop, knockdown. But it was just, yeah, he decided, all right, I'm not taking no chances. I've already been paid, or I'm about to be paid, regardless of how this fight looks. So that one was a bit of a bad watch, and it was making me wonder how the other fight would have looked. I don't think both guys would have been like in the pocket trying to trade up. So yeah, I don't know about that one. But then we had Jesus Ramos Jr. against Shane Mosley Jr., who looks, he is a spitting image of his dad. Like the genes are strong. They got passed down strong. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the talent of his dad. God loves a trial. He's able bodied, can take a shot though. I give him that. He's good. He's good. But it's always it was an interesting fight. Now there was a lot of moments in it actually where I felt Shane Mosley Jr. did a lot better work than I was expecting. He actually did quite well, and I thought he was winning a few of those early rounds. But then I think he just got caught in the middle rounds at one point, the middle to late rounds, and it's almost like that one moment sort of just stopped his momentum in the rest of the fight. Like he was still in it. He was never in any. He never looked like he was in any danger of getting knocked out or dropped or anything. But it's almost like that one. It's almost like, when something just puts you back in your box. That's kind of what it felt like in that minute. So, I'm sure he'll bounce back. He'll get more opportunities because obviously being the son of a legend, that's kind of what happens. And he's a decent fighter. I won't say he's a good fighter, but he's a decent fighter, and he can make things competitive. Then yes, I've seen all of Fulton and Foster now, and yeah, that was virtually a shutout. I think at most you can maybe give Fulton one round, and I just don't get me wrong. Oshaki Foster is a top quality guy, but Fulton is supposed to be a world level / elite operator in 122, 126, now 130 and 135 since he missed weight. And he definitely ain't show it. And it goes back to the same thing that I've said before. Ring IQ said before. Boxing Beats and Rhymes, I think, has alluded to it, several others. Whenever you get the top ranked fighter versus the PBC fighter, 9 times out of 10, PBC gets washed. And you can almost expand that out to not just even top rank. It's pretty much anyone outside of the bubble gives the guys nightmares. So yeah, I've really got no idea what Fulton does next, to be totally honest. It's I was saying that he might just have to go into gatekeeper mode and do that. I really don't know. It's it will be interesting. It'll be interesting. Main event. On the night of, you guys saw me scoring it. I was scoring it live on the old Twitex. I had it 113, 112 to Isaac Cruz. It was I had it 7 rounds to um I had it 7 rounds to 5. But obviously both guys with a point taken off, and yeah, ultimately that's kind of where I had it. And it was crazy because the fight was very much it was a fight of two halves. I feel that Isaac Cruz had the first set, and then it came to like the second half of the fight, and then Lamont Roach sort of came back into it, which is crazy because he said he broke his hand in the fifth round. So how do you then you come back into it in the second half of the fight when with a broken hand rather than in the first half when your hand should be fresh? But such is life, such is life. Ladies and gentlemen, look who's here. First straggler, man like Danny Glover, the master aficionado himself. He made weight. It looks like he's fighting fit. We'll have to see how he manages the rounds, but he's here. Danny, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Just had to, finish the dinner. Come in not long ago, so I don't want to be the one scoffing every time I'm on live. You know what I mean? We don't want to make this a habitual thing. So yeah,
Well, to be honest, it's usually me that's on the lives eating now, but that's become a thing. But although I'm eating the good stuff, they like to see what I'm eating when we're on the live. But I hear it, I hear it.
so how
Yeah,
are you
man.
doing?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It was a very sort of obviously we've got it planned, but it was very last minute how I managed to kind of get everything together. I know that people probably watching will see like, okay, we've got it's a kind of a basic graphic. I didn't have time to really sort of get into the bag and do something a bit a bit more elaborate for our big come together meetings. But everything was with us was a lot last minute this week, guys. We're definitely being consistent, but sometimes, as you guys know, man, the troubles and the struggles to just get everything organized, get everything out on time, and try to be on time. That's the thing that we're working on. So yeah, but we are here and we are here for you. So we do hope that you do enjoy the content as it's being presented. Um, quick question on the live from the weekend. Have you what was your numbers like?
For Jai.
No, not the dry one. I saw that one. I was talking about the fight talk one.
Oh, I what is I notice is that I get more viewers on the X. The YouTube portion doesn't seem to do that well for some reason on the Fight Talk Live for me. I
Okay,
got 128.
which is weird because early about 7 hours earlier, all 2,500
Yeah,
from
yeah, yeah,
Australia.
yeah.
So I guess the only lives for you to be doing moving forward.
Well, I do tend to get better views on lives, Australia and Japanese.
Mm.
I think maybe because there's less people doing them. I guess.
Possibly
Yeah.
earlier in the day. But anyway, give us your summaries on the boxing that took place in America because we know Red won't have paid as much attention, so that we can kind of do that before she gets here.
Yeah. So I only watched the Isak Cruz Lamont Roach one in full. The other ones I saw the highlights of because as I said I was going to bed because I had a gig the next day. But yeah, pretty much sort of like how you saw it, where early doors Isak Cruz as he does comes forward, landed a left hook as Roach tried to kind of half throw with him, but ended up doing some 180/360 spin, losing his balance. Sorry, guys. His glove touched the ground, and he took another left hook before he actually got the count. Um, and yeah, Isak Cruz dominated the early rounds. I didn't know that Roach broke his hand, but he seemed to win um, 7, 8, 9, 10 on my cards because I remember he winning four in a row, and then Isak Cruz finished the stronger of the two. He was landing some big shots. I was surprised the way he was jarring Roach's head to the side. I'm surprised that Roach didn't wobble really or go down. So it shows he's got a good chin. But he showed that anyways in the tank fight. We know Isak Cruz shots just bounced off of him. Anytime Roach was hitting him with uppercuts and hooks, they were just bouncing off him. But everyone's shots bounce off of Isak Cruz really. And I had Isak Cruz winning 8-4 on my cards, but they gave it a draw, which you know, it's for Roach. He's got he's got done over on his last draw, but this time he got a gift draw, so it kind of evens him out there. To be fair, with Isak Cruz, I feel he's hard done by because he's not. He's a name brand, but he's not the most marketable of his, of people from his demographic. So he's good as a card filler usually, but he's not main event material, if you know what I mean. He's not. I know that he was probably charging pay per view, but he's not pay per view material, Isak Cruz. So maybe they're trying to make Lamont Roach pay per view, but I don't feel he is either. So I'd like to know the viewing figures afterwards of this show, but I don't think it's going to do very well. But yeah,
Yeah, I highly doubt we will get those. But ladies and gentlemen, look who it is. It's the Queen herself in the building.
You crazy. Good evening. Apologies. I'm so sorry for being late. So sorry. Apologies.
So good. Well, we've in anticipation of your arrival and your highness, your regalness, we did not want to bore you with the laborious natures of us peasants. So we've spoken about the US stuff already. So but we
Oh,
can get to all the good stuff that you actually want to talk about. So if you do have any parting comments for Cruz and Roach and that stuff, feel free. If not, we will move on to the rest of the review and then talk about everything else.
yeah. Move on to the rest of the review.
oh,
Okay.
but lastly,
So
I'll say that the highlights I did see of Stephen Fulton and Oshaki Foster. Fulton, from the way in, I knew this guy is not serious. Um, Bozy Ennis, in my opinion, I know he's not making the most money from his son yet, so he still needs to make other revenue from other fighters. But I know deep down in his heart, if he had the cash flow he wanted, he'd have kicked he would have kicked Fulton out of the gym and just said, "Mate, we can't. You can't be representing my name coming in looking like this. You got a bit of a pot belly. You're wearing like 4 layers of boxers. You're coming in well overweight. It's not a good look. You don't even look motivated. You're not hungry. You look full, and you're not here to really fight." And that showed in the fight. He got his ears boxed off from the highlights I saw. He just got Oshaki Foster had a great easy night in there, and Fulton needs to think about, does he want to box anymore, really? Because he's unfortunately looks like he's got the silk pajama syndrome now. I don't know how much he got in that Japan fight, but he probably got a nice pretty bag for that Inui fight, and it's fine. Once the hunger's gone, it happens. You're on the come up, you're hungry, and you got the dog in you. But to me, from that weigh-in, I knew he was a neutered dog.
well, yeah, it was a career high payday, but so it goes, they say.
Yeah.
Okay, let's all right, so let's talk about Upper Tile really quickly. There were some pretty decent performances, other decent fights on that card. Just a quick word, I just want to say shout out to Max McIntyre, good knockout from him. Paul Fleming and Jake Wiley was scoring all over the place. But yeah, main event. October, I'll let you start because I know you must have seen some, at least the highlights by now. You've heard about the his performance. Now, even if you haven't watched it, what's your sort of thoughts on him having what some people have described as lackluster performance and his opinion and sort of what happens next?
Um, I think wasn't it the highlights? I haven't watched the whole fight because I think, like you said, you explained that the other day. Some like whatever you had to pay for it, even if it was a quid. He got wobbled in the first round, didn't he?
Second.
Second, okay. So the early round, second round, he got wobbled. Obviously, my man must have obviously landed something on him that he didn't like, but obviously he went on to win the fight. Obviously, um, I think it was the only thing that, like I said, that brought to my attention was I think it might have been Danny that posted it. Something like 5 out of his how many last wins that every opponents ended up having to go to hospital, etc., etc. Yeah, and this geezer, unfortunately, has ended up with a horrific injury, vertebrae injury, bleed on the brain, and all sorts of stuff coming out. So when we talk about lackluster performance, the damage that's been caused to the fighter during the fight would suggest otherwise. But like I said, because I've only watched highlights and not watched the full fight, I haven't seen exactly what happened, and I don't think it would have been lackluster if that's the damage that he caused. But like I said, I didn't watch the full fight. What does he do next? Obviously, he's always been quite adamant. He wanted to be unified, minimum, undisputed at the weight before he'd even consider moving on. But I can't see anybody feeling like they want to fight him at the moment. Do you know what I mean? I think he's still a force to be reckoned with. So I don't know, is my honest answer. He's tough. I don't think any of them are going to want to fight him. I mean, if Zerdo's not exactly running to fight Benavidez, he's not going to run into the arms of Jaya Pataya, is he?
I hear it. It appears as if the Badu Jack fight is next. Apparently, that's the one that's likely going to be next on the cards.
Is it?
little guest appearance there, Danny.
I know, all up in the videos. Dancing.
Yeah, I've been watching that.
So Badu Jack has openly said that he'll fight Apataya.
Well, no, but he's fighting Gavor this week,
Yeah.
and basically they're on the same trajectory. And I believe that Turkey has said something along the lines of that's what, or they're saying that's what they're aiming for in the summer, and then obviously back half of the 2026 is when they get Zerdo. That's what they're looking for. So, and they've satisfied all mandatories now, so there's no reason for the IBF to impose another one until early 2027.
Yeah.
So yeah, in theory, they should be free for the year and not have to worry about getting stripped of a belt for the time being.
I don't know. I just don't see them. I just don't see them taking that. Especially as, like you said, his opponents tend to be ending up needing more medical attention after the fight than during the fight. I think he's a bit of a risky fighter for them. Bionic Man.
What do you think, Danny?
Yeah. Well, first round, Jai come out. Look well, popping the jabs downstairs. He was looking for the sweeping left hand, which is sort of like his signature move. He was missing it. Or Sin Cara, I noticed he had very good foot movement. I know people saying, "Oh, he's 40 years old," but he come in 23-0, 19 knockouts. Looks like a strong man, so has power. Caught Jai twice. The first one I think Jai might have been sort of caught maybe a bit off balance, but then the second one obviously rocked him. But he wasn't wobbling. As soon as he sort of stood up straight, he was able to block the rest of the onslaught. And Sin Cara had good foot movement, as I said. Anytime that Jai tried to pin him on the ropes, he would somehow just miraculously spin 180 and get himself back into the center of the ring. Always pivoting. His pivots was his pivot. I ain't seen someone able to pivot like that for a very long time. So Sin Cara was able to, use good lateral movement and stuff like that. Jai, apart from the second round, he was racking up the rounds. Well, jabs to the body, jabs to the head, right hooks, uppercuts. Sin Cara, he work sort of dipped. He landed a few jabs here and there, and he must have some serious dynamite in his fist, because the few shots he did land, I was surprised at the end where both Jai's eyes was puffy, and even them two overhand rights and then the other shot, it kind of put a little dent in Jai's side of his head, I noticed as well. So
Is that
Oh,
me?
he's frozen. Nice him.
Because I know my Wi-Fi is like moving all mad.
Yeah, mine was, but that's Danny, unfortunately. Okay, let's
Oh, it must
Take
be a StreamYard issue or whatever it is. Whatever it is, yeah, it's not StreamYard, is it?
it looks like he's coming back. One
Yeah.
sec. Bring him back in.
yeah, once he's lined him up and caught him with the sweeping left, which he likes to do, which he caught the same shot he caught Ellis Zorro with, it was over, and as I said, 5 out of the last 6 opponents have had to see the hospital. whether just for a check over or for more serious things. The only person who didn't is um, Bradis, but we know that obviously we saw David Nika got flattened out.
Ooh, that was horrible.
Um,
That
that
wasn't.
was, and that's so he's got, in my opinion, that's two knockout of the year candidates for Jai Patai this year. The other one he had in the middle was more of like a stoppage type one, so that wasn't too bad. But that guy started looking for the floor, and he didn't really, he weren't really on it after a while anyway. The
Claudio Squayo.
yeah, Claudio Square, he weren't really on it like that. Otherwise, he probably would have got cleaned out properly. But yeah, scary stuff, man.
Is he still with Eddie?
Apparently, the contract itself is or that their particular contract has
Yeah.
come to an end. There's potential to renew, but they're looking for whatever options get them to the belts. They said if that's not with Eddie or he can't deliver that, then they'll look elsewhere. But Eddie's still got he's got
Match
the
rights.
promotional contract
Oh,
with Tasman Fighters,
Yeah,
oh,
so he still promotes a bunch of their other guys or has
yeah,
because that's
for a
really
few years.
strange. That I know you're saying that there's options to renew, but surely to God, when it's coming to an end, 3-4 months before, as you know, you start looking at cementing that so it's a smooth transition into the renewal. Not like you're out of contract and yeah, there's a potential for renewal, but we're gonna go shopping anyway.
yeah. But the
Well,
reason being is because maybe Eddie thought he was going to be able to secure you, because you don't want to overlook someone fights. You'd want to take one fight at a time, and he
Yeah,
probably didn't see Benavidez announcing live on air after his last fight that he's fighting Zerdo, which has basically just kicked those plans out of the window for him for early to mid next year. So it's more of a frustration thing. You heard Jai afterwards calling out Zerdo, saying, even his manager was saying, "You're saying you don't know us. Like, come on, let's fight." It's good to hear that you're saying, based that the winner of Badu Jack. It seems Badu Jack would probably be more willing to get in.
you reckon?
Yeah, he's a fighting man. He's been in with
but it's a
everybody.
bag as well. He'll get a big bag for it.
Yeah, he's been in with everybody.
He's with 258, so we can find that out.
Yeah, he's been in, from super middle to
Find it out now.
light heavy to so yeah, I've never seen him duck a fight, Badu Jack, and he's a tough man. So yeah, and a proud man. So I'd see him being a lot more compliant for unification. Zerdo, we know what he's on already. So yeah, but it'll be interesting to see who wins out of Badu Jack and Michaelian, because last time out I did think that Michaelian won, but Badu Jack did get the victory. I know my friend Ashley Fearfane won't be too happy about that because he's very good friends with Badu, but I'm just calling it as I see it. But yeah, hopefully Badu gets through it because he is the bigger brand name, and Jai gets his opportunity to have a unification finally, because it is frustrating, and I know what Eddie's like. He will let people go if he does find it too hard
To
to
match up.
to match him. He'll just say, "Listen, I can't do anything more for you. I'm happy to let you go." So yeah, it is what it is, really.
Well, that's weird because a lot of the times, as soon as he kind of lets someone go, it seems like that's when the good stuff start happening for him. He's like, you think, okay, maybe he was a bit too gung ho in your approach there. But I mean, well, the issue they've got now is the fact that Tasman has done this deal globally with UFC Fight Pass. So we may not get any more of their broadcasts on the zone. And if that's the case, Eddie contractually can't even really do their shows because he's a the
Ooh.
zone promoter. So that in its and that might only be for maybe the quote unquote pay per view or the higher caliber stuff. So the people like Jai, maybe the rest are still under the zone deal, but the fact they've done that fight pass thing maybe means that they're already planning their own exodus away from Matchroom and the zone and stuff. So who knows?
So what about that Stan pay per view? What's that? Is that an Australian type channel,
Yeah,
or
it's
where's?
Stan is it's like a subsidiary channel, a subsidiary app from their I think it's Channel 9, which apparently is like the largest free to air terrestrial channel in Australia, like our BBC. It's
Oh,
like
okay,
one of their apps for that channel or for
okay.
that company that houses that channel.
Yeah, well, it'd be interesting because as you would have seen as well, Terramoa, he was also on the card, and he's meant to be with the Zone
How
slash.
did he get on?
Yeah, he took the guy out. I think it was like first round job. Really, it wasn't the guy. It wasn't. He knocked the guy over quite easily. Really.
So all these first round jobs, he should be out every few weeks.
Yeah,
There's
for
no
real.
reason to be out months. He might as well, if you're gonna do one, you might as well have that as your training camp. Is being in the ring, knocking someone out. That's the training camp.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually got to see that part yet. I'd have to go back in the broadcast and look at some of the earlier fights. I only saw the last three, but
Yeah. I only
yeah,
saw the last two.
huh?
I only saw the last two. The
Oh,
chief support and the main event.
okay. My thoughts on the fight. I mean, look, contrary to I guess how you saw it, I actually thought that Jai was performing quite poorly in those first few rounds. And I was the first thing I said initially in the first round is like he's begging to be countered here. He was falling over his lead foot. He was trying too hard to get the backhand into play. He wasn't using the jab, wasn't touching down the guard like he usually does. Like his footwork, the in and out was okay, but there was times it felt a bit. It looked like it was a bit ponderous, a bit slow. Like it's almost like, oh well, this is a foregone conclusion.
Interesting.
And he went through sort of those motions. Like I said, he was making mistakes. I'm like, okay, this is where you're. I feel like you're gonna come a cropper. Second round happens, bang, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I saw it coming. Luckily, there was no big adverse effects from the punches that did land. They did look more sort of balancing issues more than anything,
Mm.
but there was, as you said, clearly some kind of power in Chinkara's arsenal because it then made Drive reassess, and then from the third round is when he actually started not just either bouncing in and out of range correctly, but he was keeping his hands up as well. Whereas before everything was kind of down, but this one's down here now. They're both up here as he's pouring out. And it made a lot more sense. And then he started to invest more to the body, get on the inside a bit more, cut the angles, and he started to work better. But it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a great performance overall. He did get caught a few times, but obviously that's boxing, it happens.
Mm.
I know the referee asked the doctor to check his eye at one point, and I was like, the eye didn't look that bad from me from where I was sitting. And then when it only at the end of the fight, and I kind of see up close, it did look like it was not just puffy, but like there was a cut underneath it as
Mm.
well. But it wasn't anything that the doctor needed to check. To be honest, it was underneath the eye. It's fully visible. It wasn't badly puffed up. But yeah, he got the highlight reel knockout. Punched the guy so hard, cracked a vertebrae in his neck, and yeah, that's another one. The second Breeders fight. He actually, I think Breeders was one of the ones that actually did go to hospital because Jai got a broken nose in that fight, but something Breeders got something as well. I think it might have been a perforated eardrum or something along those lines. I think the
Okay.
only person that didn't go to the
Tied him in it.
hospital, I think it was Jack Massey was the one that didn't go. Um,
Okay.
but in that to me though was the best fight that his two best performances for me were the Jack Massey fight and the Jordan Thompson fight of late. I mean, and the first half of the second Breeders fight.
Mm.
Because in the Massey fight, I don't think he put a foot wrong. The whole like everything was on point. I feel like maybe that upright British style that sort of Massey employs is tailor made for what he likes to do. So maybe that's why he looked good with him and Jordan and I guess Zorro and the rest of the Brits because they just the way that they obviously shape up is it suits him compared to others. But yeah, I didn't think it was a great performance, and when I was gonna do my video, first thing I was like, okay, well, I wonder how they're gonna react when I say anything. That's just immediately what I was kind of thinking. But then when he's in the ring and literally saying that performance was shit, like I'm sorry to the fans, and I was like, oh, okay, so he acknowledges it. So therefore, from he acknowledges it, like it's not a problem that anyone else thought would criticize it as well. And that's one thing I do like about him. Like no matter how good the performance is, he's still never satisfied, and he will find the flaws in it himself, which makes it a lot easier to improve. And that's all he wants is just to carry on improving. But he wants to tests that are going to make that possible. So
Mm.
can't fault a guy for trying. Yes, the opponents haven't been of the level, but it's, there's the difference between fighting those guys optionally or because you have to. And the one thing I will say, even though he probably did take him lightly, he did say, look, Squayo is in. I mean,
Sin Cara.
Chinkara is in this position because he got to the number one position. I have to take him seriously because he did the same thing I did to get the belt. So I can't just take it for granted that I'm gonna win. But yeah, cool. Right, let's talk about the lovely Monte Carlo card before we get on to other business. Red, I will let you start off with this one.
Yeah. What, should we start off at the top? Should we start off at the top and work our way down to what could have been the headline, Connor and McCormack?
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
So obviously we had Shabazz Masood versus McGrail, Scouser versus the Londoner, Paul Stevenson versus Ben Davison. Um, we saw a very good start. I think Base and we were there. Well, all of us were there for it, sorry, because we did our live watch along, didn't we? And I liked how Peter McGrail was moving to start off with, the way that he'd creep into range, let his shots go, and continuously, Masood was on the back foot, but comfortably on the back foot. And then it's almost like Masood was downloading information, looking at it in hindsight, that perfect 2020 vision, downloading the info from McGrail to be able to come on stronger in the second half of the fight. But then obviously McGrail found his second win for a little bit, came back into it, but Masood and his slickness and his ability, it was a good, very good boxing match. And I love a good boxing match. Yes, the knockouts are there, but it's nice to see the two fighters try and figure each other out and try and prove who's the better fighter. It was interesting to watch, and I think the psychological side that sometimes we don't look at, he had to, Masood had to come in the ring after his teammate had lost. So you don't know what kind of vibes going back into the changing room, and he's got to try and stay focused and think on what he's got to do. Going out there with the same coach that's dealt with the loss of, a former fight earlier on the card. So yeah, I think that it was a job well done. I did say that I thought Masood would do it, but when it come down to it, I thought it was just so close. But it could have been Peter's fight, but it was what it was. It was one of them. I thought Masood would win. McGrail did really good, and yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night. I enjoyed that fight very, very much.
Just to correct you, Red, none of them are from South.
And
That's
then
Liverpool versus Manchester.
Manchester.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
Masood's
it's
from
Stoke.
Stoke.
Manchester.
Is he Manchester or Stoke?
He's from Manchester.
Oh, okay. But I'm thinking Ben Davison.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
thinking the trainers. Sorry, I always go to where the corners are from. Yeah, SARS.
Fair dues. Danny, your thoughts?
Yeah, going in, I did believe, as we did the predictions just before the
Yeah,
bell rang, I did believe that Shabazz Masood was going to win on points, as I didn't think either men are really punchers like that. And I was very impressed with Shabazz Masood's performance before that against Liam Davis.
yeah,
I just thought that his slick skills, flashy style would be able to, secure the victory overall and get himself the W. And yeah, he first of all, he was starting, in my opinion, a bit on the defensive, too much for my liking, but maybe that was his tactics. McGrail was pressing forward, using a lot of that slip and sliding, as he calls himself. Well, people labeled him the Liverpool Lomachenko. So he was changing levels and using a lot of lateral movement to work his way in, using
yeah,
the jabs to the body and stuff like that. But as the fight progressed, Shabazz Masood started getting his jab into play, walking McGrail into counter uppercuts off of the ropes, and racking up the points. Got more confident, hurt McGrail with a body shot. I forgot what round it was, but from there, then yeah, you could see the confidence in Masood really grow, and then he started to take the center of the ring a bit more, not dominate the center of the ring. McGrail, for the most part, was still having, if you're talking about, for instance, like in football circumstances, who has possession of the ball, you'd use that as a center of the ring. McGrail was still dominating those proceedings, but
Mm.
Shabazz Masood was edging his way a lot more better into the center of the ring and using and spinning off and using good lateral movement and pivots as well, and outboxing McGrail. And
On the
yeah,
defensive, isn't it?
yeah,
On
on the
the just
defensive.
all on the defense.
Yeah, but it wasn't Jerry. It wasn't Jerry defense.
Nah,
Um,
nah, nah, nah. He was
yeah,
inside.
he weren't running or jerrying.
Nah.
So yeah, it was good boxing skills, which was very surprising because McGrail was a very good boxer, former GB guy himself, so good amateur pedigree, probably better amateur pedigree than Masood. So
Don't mean it now, does it?
I know, but yeah, well, we can get onto that maybe a bit later. But yeah, well done to Masood, the European champion, and I don't know what's next. I'm trying to think of who in the division,
I
but
think he said he's going to go up.
oh yeah,
I think so.
oh okay, I don't even remember what.
Potentially, chat. Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, good win. McGrail did perform well. Um, still showed a bit of vulnerability there. I know he's been knocked out before, but he was fighting like a man who hadn't been knocked out, which was positive to see. So he wasn't gun shy. He was
Mm-mm.
actually throwing punches like he was a banger. Um, so yeah, he's still got his confidence there, so he can come again.
Mm.
Oh, yeah, not a huge amount to add to it. I thought it was a good fight. It wasn't anything sort of special. It was kind of a fight of two halves, or maybe you could actually say it was a fight of three thirds. Um, I expected that Masood would sort of win the first third. McGrail would sort of get the second, and then sort of he would just edge the third. Um, when Masood wants to sort of manage the range, but it ended up kind of being the opposite to that, where it was McGrail winning the first third. Masood swept the second and had a good strong part of the third, but then like McGrail sort of came back towards the end. And yeah, scorecards were fair, but it was one of those fights where if it had been scored a draw, if Peter McGrail got the victory, I don't think anyone could have really been saying robbery or harsh or the wrong person got it. It was literally a fight where both guys could have won it or it could have been a draw, and you can't really complain. And we don't
Mm.
get a huge amount of those, but this one definitely would have fell into that category. And whoever did lose would have only had themselves to blame because both guys had opportunities to step on the gas at times and they chose to take their foot off, especially Masood towards the end. So he's lucky that he just happened to be a couple extra rounds ahead on a couple few of the cards.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it for that.
Oh yeah, just to clarify, October Red was right. He is from
Stoke,
Stoke-on-Trent.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Thought so.
he's born in Rochdale, but
Mm.
he resides in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah, because I remember with him and Davis, it was kind of like personal beef. Like they knew each other from around the way.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just looked at it now.
Oh yeah, shit. What was the next one then? Let's go back, reverse, reverse. Are we going
Yeah,
down
it was
to?
Beatrice Ferreira and Alif Turan.
Yeah, damn. That was an insane. Elif Turan was a street fighter, and Beatrice tried to box a street fighter, and it and it failed miserably. She didn't give her time to breathe. I'm not even sure if Elif was breathing at some points. I've never seen somebody throw so many shots and miss some as well, but still have the oxygen to literally just carry on throwing a plethora of shots one after the other, swinging. It was insane. It was a street fight. That was not a boxing match. Whatever plan Beatrice, and I think Beatrice has done something, said, I tried to box. It just failed. When she
No,
went down,
the problem was the fact that she wasn't trying to box. When she was boxing, she was winning. It was when she was trying to stand and trade, thinking
trade.
I've got the power
Yeah,
to take you. And when
yeah.
she got into the street fights, is where she let her leave into the fight.
Mm,
And I don't think I look. I know that we won't spend too long. As I literally just think that she didn't believe that Elif could hit as hard as she could. You might see, okay, all the knockouts, but who are they against? The sort of that kind of thing. But then you kind of get in there, you take one, and oh snap! And then your game plan's gone out the window because that you wasn't expecting that. You're normally the person that's the big puncher in the ring. You're normally the person that's the bully, and in this particular instance, even though you didn't go out like no punk in the bullying terms, like you still stood there and traded, it was to your detriment. Whereas when you were boxing, you was making her look silly, missing and getting in and out of range, hitting, missing, and all of that. So
I
that's kind
think
of
she
how I see
forced
it.
it. Yeah, I think she forced it. I think she did try and box at some points, and she may have got to an advantage, but the pressure from Elif was horrific, and she just couldn't get out of the way of that pressure. That's how I saw it. I
Tanya,
Mm,
what
saw
do
her
you think?
trying to box. Mm.
interesting. Yeah, for me, I just thought she tried to, well, not tried, but she went out on a usual fashion, Beatrice,
Mm.
looking to have a fight. Probably didn't believe the power was that real as Base thought. Maybe she just believed that she was gonna
She's
land
a
first.
superior boxer.
Yeah, that she's just a superior and she's just gonna land first and she's gonna hit her with something and she's gonna know herself. But she ended up getting caught first with a big overhand right, went down. No,
Caught
and
in
then the
that
left hook
knockdown,
hit
didn't
her as well, and the
it?
ref tried to not well didn't call the knockdown, even
Mm.
though we can all see she went down. So then she got up, and then she got caught with a massive right hook, and she went down and landed on her face, and then you could see she was really hurt. Elif Nurturhan went for the finish. Didn't quite get it. She is used to swinging, and she don't mind missing shots. Anytime Beatrice got was sort of trading, hit her with a couple of shots in the second round, but then got rocked in the second round and backed up on the ropes and teed off on a
Yeah.
bit. Anytime Beatrice did hit Elif, she just growled at her like ah, like on some Ottoman
Yeah.
business. And she just gets more angry and she's just charging up. The third
Sharp.
round, Beatrice then got behind her boxing, which seemed to work a bit. Had Elif missing hooks and stuff, getting frustrated, hitting her with shots, which was good. Fourth round, more of the same. And then in the fifth round, it just seemed Elif turned the heat up. And once she rocked her and got her in the corner, she unloaded the artillery on her with a series of hooks, similar to when Deontay Wilder hit Audley Harrison, and they just winged away on him in the corner until he went down. And
Mm.
Beatrice went down like a sack of spuds, really. But that's the fourth
Pressure.
woman she's taken out in a row. I first saw her when she took out Shauna Brown in Belfast when Craig knocked out Padre McCrory.
That was her.
Yeah, that was her who made her
Right.
do a roly poly. Because I was with Shauna Brown and Sam Gilly and her team throughout the week, so I didn't
Mm.
know of this Elif. I just saw her walking through like on the weigh-in day, and I just thought, oh,
Yeah.
somebody, whatever. I thought she was just like an opponent because it was all set for Shauna to look good. And then first round happened. She hit her with a roly poly. Then I managed to find the channel for when she fought in the summer against Rima Aida in France. And I remember Rima was outboxing her for the majority of the fight, but near enough most of it. But then when she hit her with an overhand right, that was one punch, knocked her out. That was all she wrote. And that was in the sixth round. This one was in the fifth round. The Shauna Brown one was in the first. The fight before that, she took out a Thailand woman, Usana Korn.
I
Um,
didn't see that one.
that was in Turkey. I didn't see that one because I only this was December
I remember
last
the
year. But
Irish
I'm
card.
saying there's four in a row. She's knocked out now. But
Mhm.
I'd only known of her the Shauna Brown one. I've never seen her prior. But yeah, she's a very serious fighter who's definitely going to have the division on notice and shook to their boots. And the funny thing is, when she did fight that Rima, the French one, last time out, that was actually down at 130, her last fight. So she came back up for this Beatrice Ferreira fight. I know the Shauna Brown one was at 135 as well, but then she went down and then she come back up. So she can fluctuate. And yeah, it'll be interesting because I know Caroline Dubois just just signed a new deal, etc. Alicia Baumgardner's down there,
The
so
division ain't gonna be unnoticed. She's on an island by herself. Everyone else who's got belts in the division is with MVP. They
yeah,
can do a round robin. They could PBC her out of the game if they want to.
yeah.
Just to interrupt, inside info, Badu Jack, once he gets through his fight, should he get through his fight, he will be fighting Jay Opataya. He wanted this fight initially, but the mandatory came in the way. He also wanted Ramirez, any of the champions. So yeah, so
Love
hopefully,
that.
yeah, there you
Another
go.
fighting man. So yeah, man, it's good to hear.
Had to ask.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, October.
It's all right.
Um, so yeah, I know some people are saying they want to see Elif tested because she's got power. You can't just say that because someone's got power, because Savannah Marshall was knocking people out. I remember when she knocked out that woman, Cole, made her knees bend back. So there is power punches here and there throughout the years. Ann Wolf is another one, knockout power. Lucia Raikkonen, power puncher. There's power. There's some people who just got power. Um, yeah, well, it is what it is.
Interesting. So further down we go. If there's nothing left on that one, who's next? I'm going in reverse order. Who have we got?
It was Johnny
Johnny
Fisher was
Fisher.
the next one.
Yeah, Johnny Fisher, last minute opponent with is it Alaz? Alaz?
Ballas.
Balaz. I was close. Yeah, last minute opponent, short notice opponent, put in there. I think was he 9-0? I think he had
7-0.
7-0. Clean record. Matchmaking may have like, yeah, okay, could be a challenge, but we don't know who he is. And then we went into round number one, and I think that was Base and I that were on the live for that one. And I was literally spent the first round looking away from the screen because it was painful to watch. His legs, Balaz caught him early, legs wobbling, didn't look comfortable in there, came out like a bat out of hell. Like, obviously, he's got something to prove, the pressure's on, this, that, and the other. And Balaz went down a couple of times in the fight. Obviously, he got the win in the end or whatever, but some of them were questionable. Questionable. I'll leave it there. But build for Johnny Fisher, yes, absolutely. But like I said earlier, I think his ceiling, Johnny Fisher, his ceiling at the moment, is English heavyweight. I can't really see him pushing through that barrier at the moment. I can't see it. He's changed his trainer. It just seems like he was stuck between himself and potentially two styles looking back with the 2020 vision. I don't know. It was an uncomfortable fight for me to watch, if I'm honest. And then it made me think, is he making the right decision? But then obviously you've got the mitigation, which is me trying to be fair and balanced, that he's just gone to a new coach. What did he feel like he had something to prove? He brought out all of these people out to Monte Carlo. He knows that if this is a do or die fight for him, all of those things going through his head, and then he's got to go in the ring and perform. I don't know what his psychology is like, but Danny, you'll probably know because you've seen him in the gym now. He's part of Tony Sims' crew, but I didn't like the fight at all.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I know Johnny Fisher brought out all the soldiers and stuff. For me, I think it was a thing of he probably had a lot of demons going into that fight because he'd been dropped in his last two fights, obviously knocked out in his last fight. But yeah, so he obviously came out. I feel very nervous, thinking, let me try and get rid of this guy, especially if he's late notice. Let me try and get rid of this guy before anything bad happens and just try and blast him out. And in doing so, he's then walked in. Like the guy, yeah, he might be on short notice or whatever, but the guy still is 7-0 with 5 knockouts.
True.
Big Slovakian dude or whatever. And he's got caught. But he got caught with shots that didn't seem like heavy shots. He got caught with a series of like a 4 punch combination. He just went
So,
down. I was like, oh
yeah,
no. And
everyone.
then it's
That's
like,
the general consensus, isn't it? Like you feel
yeah,
sorry
I was like,
I feel sorry for him. Like,
oh
so I think you got to take him out the ring
no.
and tell him just go home to your bed, man. Go on, boy. Go home and sleep.
Yeah, but the ref didn't count it. I thought, all right. Um, and then he started using these rugby scrum tactics.
Yeah, he went for
Um,
him, didn't he? I
yeah, well, just scrumming him into the ropes and into the corner, and he wouldn't let
think he was
go.
nervous, you know.
When the ref saying let go, it's like me nah let go. Me tell him me nah let go. So
He was
I just
nervous.
thought, but he was holding, and it was like it reminded, like he should have got, like, I'm team Matchroom, as you guys know, but he should have got, like, in the rules, he should have got a point of, like, Henry Akin one day got
Maybe.
disqualified when he fought Lennox Lewis for doing like stuff like that, and he didn't get a point off, and he managed to get through the round. So well done to it was survival tactics, but the ref should have been a lot more sterner. Then in the second round, I don't know if it was intentional to buy some time to clear his head still, but he whipped in a left hook from hell into the crown jewels and then hit him with another left hook upstairs. I thought, oh no, this is going mad.
Do you think he was nervous?
He was definitely nervous. Definitely nervous. As I said, I think he was fighting a lot of demons in there.
Demons, man. Yeah.
And I think that even when he went down from them nothing shots, I know some people think, oh, is his punch resistance gone? No, I don't think it's that. I think those who've boxed or whatever, like, or even if you've had a street fight, say you're going to have a fight after school, that nerves when your legs are shaking, your legs are so nervous that your balance is now off. So sometimes you could get caught with
Okay.
things, and your feet is like when Kanye West is like, I pray to God that my feet don't fail me now. It's like it's one of them
Okay.
ones. So
Okay.
he's so
Stage
shaky.
fright, then, isn't it?
Yeah, he's so shaky that he's got caught with some shots that would never put him over in a fight normally or in sparring.
Okay.
And he's
Fair enough.
gone down. So yeah, and it's so
That's kind of positive.
yeah. No, but
Kind
I'm just getting you through I'm just running you through because it's a 4 round thing. So
Mm.
he's got done the low blow thing. The refs admonished him, but he's still no point or whatever off. And then the third round, he started getting behind his boxing a bit, and then the fourth round, yeah, he got the
Started
finish,
to relax.
and you could see what it meant to him and his dad.
I know.
I think a lot of stress, um, and a lot of emotion was released off of his shoulders because he is fighting for his career at the end of the day. He don't want to go around selling boxes of chicken door to door and stuff like that. He's trying to be a fighter, and as he said, I saw an interview where he was saying, he's just trying to pay off his mortgage and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't
So,
like that.
yeah, so yeah, I didn't even. I thought he. I
A couple
thought
of people mention that, Danny. That's dangerous. If you start talking about your finances publicly, that's never a good sign.
yeah, I was shocked. I thought he'd probably paid that off the amount of tickets he
Do
sells
you
and
understand?
bread. I don't know what he bought. He must have bought.
£5 million yard or
Yeah, he
something.
must have bought a palace. He must have bought a small palace.
Not that I'm pocket watching, but I'm just saying he brought up finances, isn't it?
Yeah, he brought it up, so we're not pocket
Mm.
watching. He brought the pockets to us. So, but yeah, Johnny Fisher. I feel that maybe hopefully the next fight we can see more of what he's actually been working on and
Yeah.
the improvements. But I feel he needed to get that out of his system, hopefully. So I am going to give him the benefit of the doubt, as I think he went in there on shaky legs, just out of nerves.
What about his ceiling? What you saying? I'm saying English at the moment.
Oh well, I don't know his ceiling, but I'd say yeah, he's English level at the moment. Yeah, I don't think he's British level. I wouldn't put him in there with the likes of Fraser Clark or TKV. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. So yeah, I think English level is about right because he won the Southern area. He hasn't won the English, so maybe that might be a thing to
Yeah,
do
I
first
think
to
so.
build some confidence. Yeah, that's what I recommend.
Mm.
Mm.
Base, what you saying?
To be honest, I don't really want to go over what I've already said about Fisher in this fight again. Let's move on to the more impressive news.
Which was McCormack, Connor Walker, the man from Wolverhampton, the ex-rugby player, the builder on the scaffolding, that took a chance on a Matchroom show a couple of years ago and beat Eddie's boy Cyrus Pattinson, and he's been on a trajectory ever since. Fair enough, we had the Crocker fight, which Base and I think all three of us were there in Birmingham for that one, actually. I'm sure we were, can't remember, I think we were. And then he goes on to say to Eddie, I'm going to beat your boy. I'm going to beat your boy. And that's exactly what he did. Conor Walker, I like him with Jamie Moore. Like I said, I didn't understand why he left his coach on a winning streak. Always thought that was odd. But I actually like him. I like Jamie Moore in that anyway. So they're a good team. I know they are. So he's not like he's gone from bad to worse. He's improved when it comes to his coaching team because of the experience that they've got. They're a family like unit up there as well. They take care of their fighters. And I think it suited him. He came in with the high guard, pressure all the way through, forced McCormack that is usually comfortably on the front foot. Like I said, I like McCormack's style, his punches. He usually sits on them, lets them go, causes some damage in his own right. But Conor was able to change that and change that with such a clear, concise, not basic as such, but when you're looking at the calibers with the amateur pedigree, etc., and you think, oh, this is a top boy, and he's going in against somebody that's not had that amateur pedigree. There we go again, putting the amateur pedigree on the pedestals, the GB on the pedestals, the Olympians on the pedestals. And then when they go in with these guys that really know how to fight, know how to stay in there, know how to smile in your face, which is what Conor does if he's hurt or if he's not hurt, you're having to blink your eyes at somebody that is standing there, not moving anywhere, is all over you like a rash and just continuously coming forward. And that's not even me telling you about the shots that he actually started to put that pressure on McCormack that really started to feel uncomfortable. I think I think it was round 5, Base was saying, I reckon he's got 3 more rounds left. You can see now he's uncomfortable. He doesn't like this. And Base was right. He started to really fade until the last round when Conor just literally beat him out the ring. Imagine just punching someone. You're just beating them until they drop out the ring. It was like it was but Conor can feel it. You could see him like, I've got you now, and the pressure just got more and more as we got into the final rounds. I know there was some controversy about 20 seconds, and I think you posted on X, well, really, you're not supposed to be helping your geezer get back in the ring. That's potentially a DQ. I'll let you talk on the rules and regs for that because I don't know that. But yeah, good fight. I'm happy for the man from Wolverhampton. I'm happy for him. And I think Base said it, the inevitable move is a rematch with Crocker, but this time for a world title fight. He's relinquished the belt already, which would suggest that's what he's going to do. Bish, bash, bosh.
What?
Bosh.
Danny, what's your thoughts?
I thought you wanted to go first. But yeah, my thoughts on it. It seems that the GB system code has been cracked. Whereas before they had an advantage and they was always dominating because they had the amateur pedigree. I don't know about, but as I've said, and as most people who know about amateur boxing, the amateur boxing standard level has gone down dramatically.
Has it?
Yeah, compared to back in the day. These guys can't fight like the amateurs back in the day. If you're talking about the guys on the England squad, because now they don't even do England squad, they just call it GB now. But you're talking about guys like Wayne Alexander, like these guys knew how to actually fight as well.
Okay.
Nigel Benn, Wayne Alexander, even likes of Joe Calzaghe, who's on the Welsh team, but then did a bit of GB as well. So their style of fighting is completely different. A lot of these guys now, because they grew up in this computer scoring system, unfortunately, they're not able to fight. Like even Frankie Gavin, that's why he ended up a cropper, because he was too computerized, and this is where a lot of them I feel are failing. So even though, and I gave Walker, actually going back to that when you said about the Lewis Ritson Conor Walker fight. All three of us was there, remember? Because
Yes,
this
of
was
course.
the
I
Felix
apologise.
Cash Tyler Denny
Yeah,
show. Yeah.
with
All three
Felix
of us
Cash.
sat next to each other. Yeah, and yeah.
That was mad.
Um, so yeah, the first 2 rounds I gave to Conor Walker. The next two I gave to bloody hell, Pat McCormack. But I noticed after round 4, you could see in the on the stall, his
Yes,
chest was heaving. I'm like,
I said that.
rotted. 4-round fighter, you know.
He was
So,
gasping for air.
but this is look, it's like what happened last week. It's like these man's max is WSB levels, where it's 5 rounders. You know them ones there where they're
Oh,
heaving after 4 rounds and they know, all right, I just got 1 round
got
to
one
go,
went, yeah.
and that's me. So it's showing that their engine levels, they're not souped up cars. They're 1 liter engines, and now you're dealing with 5.5 liter engine type fighters, who just putting the miles in and grafting hard, and doing it the hard way like Conor Walker. And as he was breathing, you could see he people thought he was winning the battle, but
So,
everyone knew he was losing the war. But even so, even going into, and I remember he got hurt with a body shot in about round 7, and he went on the run, and he just
yeah.
got that. And I thought, oh, body shot, you're getting winded, and you got the abs and that, but hey, you ain't done enough crunches, sunshine. Um, and then ultimately in the 12th round, he knew he was toasted before, and Conor Walker knew he had him because when he hurt him, he then spat his gum shield out.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like, it's like he must have been saying, "You swallowed it, you
Well,
swallowed it,
he
you
was
swallowed
coming
it."
out, and then one of the guys on the comms, I can't remember who it was, said, "Oh, potentially a tactic to buy some more time,"
Yeah, of
and then
course it
he
was.
came out on the floor in full. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He spat it out, and he's like, well, he must have been saying, "You bottled it, you bottled it." All of a sudden, he's pinned him on the ropes. Bop, 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 bop. Down he goes through the ropes. It's over, buddy. Ben Davis is trying to assist his man back in, and the next brother. So automatically in the British Boxing Board of Control rules, behind the handbook, a trainer is not allowed to assist his fighter back into. This is why they give you 20 seconds,
Right, to see if you can do it on your
because they
own.
know you're out of the ring, so we can't give you 10, because
Yeah.
you've got to get. Say you like, because some fighters we've seen, they've landed on the floor. They get knocked out of the ring onto the floor or onto the commentary desk.
Yep.
So yeah, you've got to get up, and now you got to get back through the ropes or whatever. But you cannot be. They said you cannot assist. That's an automatic DQ, because now that
DQ.
means you're in no position to continue on your own. Do you know what I'm
Indeed.
saying? Even when a gum shield goes out, some trainers try to stall it a bit, and the ref's like, no, no talking, no instructions, putting the gum shield back in and straight out. So from then, he should have been a DQ anyway, but he was done because he got back in the ring and he crumbled back into the rope, looking at Ben in his eyes, similar to Eli Massey when he fell into Mac, Danny Mac, when he got hit and he fell in, he went down and he fell into the rope, into the arms of
Oh, yeah, I
his
was
ex
there for
coach.
that.
Yeah, into his ex
I was trying
coach.
to think. Yeah. Oh, yeah, in the arms of your ex.
Yeah, ex
Insane.
coach. And yeah, that was it, man. And yeah, Conor Walker. Um, I know people talking about Conor Ben needs to fight him, or I'd like to see Lewis Crocker fight Lewis Ritson again, because I did think he won that fight, just nicked it. But that'd be a great clash in my opinion. And yeah, he was so
You
happy.
mean Conor Walker, not Lewis
Connor.
Ritson?
Connor.
No, sorry, Conor Walker.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him fight Lewis Crocker again, because I did think that Conor Walker won the fight. So yeah, it'd be a great clash.
Fair
Yeah,
play to
look, not a huge amount to add to that. Look, Conor did what we all knew he was capable of. I did think that McCormack would be able to kind of just keep his nose in front in order to sort of win the fight on points, but I feel it'd be
Mm,
like a split decision. And according to I guess what the bias Tony Bellew was saying, that was the case. He felt he would have had him as the winner if he survived that 12th round. But just like the Harry Scarf fight, Conor Walker has clearly felt like, I'm not going to be the one to get consideration. If it's a close fight, I'm probably not the one they want.
There
maybe
you
because
go.
of where I come from, or the background I've established, or any other multitude of reasons. Maybe they see more money in the other people, which is funny actually, considering the fact that Conor Walker has always got a very big fan base behind him when they have the Birmingham shows. So he's
Mm,
clearly a man of the people. So it should, there should be more of an emphasis of trying to get a push behind him. Maybe not a massive one. You push to wherever you believe the levels are, but he's shown that if for nothing else, he's conquered British level. Now it's time to potentially look towards that upper European slash fringe world and see what you can do there.
yeah,
He's fortunate to be in a division that is actually very weak at the moment. So the world champions are probably not even really world level, if we're going to be honest about it. So really and truly, he should fit right in. And I
Sorry, who's the
wish
current European champion? Do you know?
I can't remember who's European at 147. I know it was Sissoko, but I don't know if he's still European or if he gave it up for the
Oh,
WBC silver.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's sort of the thoughts on it. Like, good. Yeah, just basically he did what we all know he does. He says, okay, cool. It can be competitive in the first half. By the way, I don't actually think it was as clear cut and competitive as commentary was making out, or the scorecards. I know that Red doesn't score fights because she doesn't believe she can, even though she can. But she looked and said we both said the same thing. Conor Walker looks like he's up in this one to us, but everyone else seemed to believe that McCormack was in a handy lead going into towards like the eighth, even though he looked in major distress from the fifth.
distress. Yeah,
But yeah, look, big congrats to Conor Walker. This is actually the only fight I've since obviously knowing who he is. 'Cause I'm not going to say I knew him from his debut, but since knowing who he is, this is the only fight I've actually ever picked against him again for. So yeah, he continues to prove the naysayers, the doubters
mm,
wrong, but he
true.
does it with a smile on his face. Genuinely good guy. And I hope that whatever happens next, he gets favorable treatment. Well, no, not even favorable, just fair treatment in whatever they do next.
Grace, we got the
And
same hat on.
yeah,
Oh,
Hmm. Okay.
but guys, with that being said, I'm gonna have to leave you to discuss the rest of the things by
okay.
yourselves. I have a prior engagement which I have to be at. So
Enjoy.
ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you stay tuned in. My channel's going to carry on running. Red's channel, Danny's channel, even the Fight Talk live channel. I'm sure Star Fox is in the chat, probably cussing one of you for not putting some decorations on it as
Oh,
of yet. But yeah, look, I will be back with the guys next week Tuesday, and all the other content you guys need to see throughout the week. Just tune in. But until then, peace.
see you later, base.
Bless.
Danny, Danny, Danny.
Yeah.
Caroline, she run gone.
Yeah.
She
Sure.
run gone.
Yeah. Madness. Absolute madness.
It's not
Um,
though, is it? Is
well,
it?
it was the worst kept secret, really.
Yeah, it was the worst kept secret.
I think everybody knew what was happening there.
You know what I like though, Danny? You know
What?
what I really like? And I
What?
did try and collab with Fight Fan TV on this IG post when Jake Paul went announcement at 9 a.m. EST, yeah, major announcement. Uh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Jake Paul, in true YouTube troll style, if you didn't know Wagwan, you would have think, oh no, he's been punched up by a Coley. He's not too happy about the AJ fight, and he's probably going to pull it.
Yeah. That's what most people thought.
But but this is what I'm saying about him, and I've said it. I've said it the other day. Can't remember where I said it. I like how he does his. I like his hustle because he's a true hustler and he knows how to get people talking. Because everyone was expecting him to announce something about the AJ thing so he could get trolled to bits or whatever, and then he spun it. Did his Chris promo where he's in the gym and he's saying, "Oh, I think I need a I think you needed Dubois for this fight, and he's like, Dubois, the one that knocked out AJ, and he's like, Dubois. And then it comes up and it's like, he phones Caroline on the FaceTime, and she's like, yeah, let's go. Genius.
Yeah.
Simple, but genius. What a way to announce her. I don't think he's done that with a fighter like that. He did something like that with Alicia Baumgardner, but I can't remember him doing stuff like that with the other fighters.
No.
He seems to have his favourites: Amanda Serrano, Alicia Baumgardner, and now Caroline Dubois. Jake
Mm.
Paul's pro-black, man.
Yeah, yeah. I hear that. I hear that. But no, yeah, no. What it is, you didn't put me as a collab. You just tagged me where because I saw the thing and it just said add to story.
Oh,
You,
Soz. I thought I
yeah,
collabed it with you, sorry.
no, I
'Cause
would
I
have.
wanted it to go across all 3 pages, innit?
Yeah, no, because I saw the undefeated one with collab,
Yeah, yeah.
but mine weren't collab.
Oh,
But
Soz.
no, no
I'll
worries, no
take that
worries.
back then.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, no. We've seen the frustration from Caroline
Yeah.
over the past few months, tweeting, "I need to get out. I want to fight." So, when she's saying these things, I know she's basically warming us up for the move. It's just so she has a paper trail of asking for fights, not getting activity, showing her frustration. Nothing's being delivered. She can't comment on. She don't want to really answer questions when people are going to go, "When's your next fight?" Because she hasn't got any news.
No.
Ben's tried to get ahead of the game.
Oh,
Um,
he
he
did,
tried to
didn't
get
he?
ahead of the game.
You know you're not going to fumble Caroline, though, are you? Think about it. She's a talent, isn't she? And she's grown into this personality that
Yeah,
she's clearly got. She's aggressive with it. I like her aggression that she's ready to call everybody else, call everybody out. Apologies. Why on earth would Shalom want to lose that?
exactly.
So you're trying to get ahead, but there's no way you can talk about Caroline Dubois and value. Are you capping?
Yeah, but that's why she's now been picked up by the most valuable
Most
promotions.
valuable.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, and then she had the paper trail ready, and then the announcement came today. I know people was falling for the Jake Paul
Mm-hmm.
tweet. I think yesterday even someone mentioned about the what I was saying about Lawrence Okoli giving the black eye.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Obviously
Yep.
I put
Yep.
the video up, and I remember I said about him being bad man. He's out of all the guys, he's the
Yeah.
one who's managed to get the black eye. He's going a bit heavy-handed, 270.
Yeah, I added Lawrence in the story and he just laughed. He wouldn't repost it. I said, Lawrence, what you done?
Yeah, so
Just like laughed.
I know what them man are like. You see what I'm saying? So he's tried to get him out of there. But it's funny though. It's all good though. But yeah, no, great stuff. She's gonna get valued over there. She's gonna be on Netflix with
She's
us.
on AJ's debut.
Yeah, she's
What a way to debut her.
yeah, she's defending her belt on Netflix with
Yeah.
her stablemate Ellie Scottney. So two of them are over there. So yeah, it's a great look. She's got a date straight away.
Straight
So,
away.
so I'm saying it's not what's that, a week? Yeah, it is a week.
Crazy.
Yeah, on a
Yeah,
week.
it's next week, isn't it?
Yeah, next week. So bam, straight away, active. And there you have it. So yeah, great stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be out now doing interviews and she'll probably explain what happened. Everyone's definitely going to now look to get her side of the story because Ben's obviously put out his side, and as
Yeah,
we
to
know,
try and negate value with her. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. There's his side, there's her side, and then
And
there's
then
the
there's
truth, which we can make out in the middle somewhere, or
Mm.
in there between. But yeah, what would you after this win? Well, after this fight, should we say? Where do you see Jake? What do you think he's looking to do with her? Where do you see her going?
Well, he can mix them up, can't he? Because what I'm interested in and the dynamics that I'm really interested in is because Caroline Dubois has always been very pro Clarissa Shields, very pro Clarissa Shields. Now, Caroline is now stepping into most valuable where Alicia Baumgardner's there. So I want to see the dynamics with them too.
Because they have had a lot of back and forth.
Loads of back and forth. And I almost think that if you were going to do the internals, to be fair, I know the women can mess around in the weights. So I can't remember what Caroline is. Is she 135 and Alicia's 130?
Um, yes, but I think
Something like that.
Caroline. But I think Caroline can make 130. But I know Alicia's got 3 belts
Yep.
down at 130, and Caroline's obviously got the WBC.
Uh,
Funny enough, the same belt which Alicia gave up because they're not allowing her to
to
do
do the 10
the 3 3 minute
3-minute
round.
rounds.
Yeah.
That's her and Amanda Serrano pledging to that stuff, isn't it? So once again, the WBC seems to be a hot topic around the WBC. I think there needs to be a deep dive just on the WBC, its history, how it came out, controversies around the belt, where we are with it now. Certain people are quite happy to relinquish that belt and not the others. Blah blah blah. I think that's a whole case study on its own. But I think, yeah, her and Alicia Baumgardner, but I don't think they'll do that because they're stablemates, so they'll look around. They'll look around. And obviously now we've got Elif in the mix as well. What weight is she?
She's 135 now.
Oh, dear God.
He can do both.
Yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah, because she's fluctuated as well between the
Yeah.
two, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's knocking everything out.
There's options. She's particularly dangerous. And I will go back to say I do feel sorry for Beatrice. She put out a video frustrated. She said she tried to do what she tried to do and it just didn't work, wasn't her night, etc. All of that stuff. But I think it's an exciting time over on Most Valuable for the women because it highlights them.
Hmm.
Because those are the ones. Don't get me wrong; he's got geezers on there as well, but he's pulling the names. He's pulling the names over, and the fact of the American promoter, and this is where Eddie has done his, where he will sign loads of American fighters as well.
Hmm.
With Jake signing the British girls, what I'd like him to do is house some of his fights in the UK on Netflix in the UK. I want to see that.
But how?
Like make the fights in the UK with the British girls that he's got as well. He's not just got Americans, he's got the Brits. So why doesn't he come over and have some shows in the UK?
Mm.
Why
But-
not?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to. I don't know. Well, I don't know the metrics if he knows how much views they'll get because Americans get funny about the timings, innit? They like things very much accommodated to their time schedule.
I think he's open. I think he's open. I think he's somebody that would be open. I really do believe that. And I think if he steps into the UK with boxing, with Netflix, it opens a beautiful can of worms for the sport.
Mm.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it. I'm just thinking about the American viewers.
We'll see. But Dana White comes over to the UK and does MMA matches at 3 a.m. Loads of Brits are still going.
Yeah, and he's done Abu Dhabi as well.
Yeah, he's done it. Yeah, so what?
Yeah.
Just bring them over here. Let them fight over here so we can have some, MVP press conferences in the UK as well. So the fans, the British fans that are supporting the British fighters, that will support the Caroline Dubois, the Ellie Scottneys, the Savannah Marshalls, etc., etc. Why not?
Yeah, and the Brits do like Alicia Baumgardner. She's got a very big fan base over
She
here.
has in it, yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely. Do
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Push the boat out.
yeah. So it's going to be very interesting times.
I think so.
I see a video earlier today where KG and Travis, where they put out about Ben. They said Ben Shalom was sending shots for KG and Travis about
Did he?
certain channels being on the payroll.
He didn't say undefeated.
No, but they took it as it was aimed. Like,
Well, we're YouTubers. We're all YouTubers.
yeah, so they felt the KG he went in on Ben. I don't know if you've seen
Did
the
he?
video. Yeah.
I think that was directed at all of us.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I know it was definitely he directed at a certain individuals in particular because he knows that us lot ain't on no payroll. I think he's talking about certain people in particular, but Yeah, Undefeated didn't take too kind to that, and the response from video was very hilarious.
Okay, I'll have to have a look at
It's
that. But I know
on Instagram,
he
Philip.
intentionally didn't mention any channels. But the thing is, Ben's so comfortable around me. If that's the way he felt about me, he'd say it to me on tape. He'd say,
Yeah,
"Oh yeah, you're this anyway." He would, and I'd be
mm,
like, "Oh, if that's the way you feel,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So what?"
mm, it is what it is.
He's on the defensive at the moment, isn't he? He's come out fighting. He's on the back foot, but he's very defensive on the back foot. Let him do what he's doing. But like I said earlier, Danny, I did a live earlier impromptu one for Caroline, and I said at the end of the day, he's got all the tools in his bag in his new arsenal from BBC. Use them. Use them for advertising. Use them to build your fighters. BBC, there should be adverts, like say, or I know BBC doesn't do adverts, but say there's any promo for anything, just throw in a quick clip of your fighters, or do a little docu series on, I don't know, Adam Azim, Callum Simpson, whoever. Do little features. Why not?
Yeah,
Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just get on with what you're doing. Promote your fighters.
mm, yeah, and yeah, he needs to just push the Callum Simpson Troy Williamson fight more,
Absolutely.
and
It's next week.
yeah, because Blair Cobbs is on it, so that's a good addition to the show.
But that's going to clash with Nigeria. Not Nigeria. That's going to clash with Ghana.
Yeah, so he's going to lose eyes on that because people are very invested in this Ghana show, and
Well, there would be.
yeah, and I implore you all to
Culturally.
tune in. Craig is firing on all cylinders now, and it's going to be an electrifying performance. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to speak about it. I really don't.
Yeah, it's going to be electrifying.
Don't
Trust me.
want to talk about it. But I will be there doing a live watch along for that on my
Okay.
own. So I will be covering that anyway. And I'm going to cover the AJ one. I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to set my alarm clock and be down here crying at 2 a.m. saying, why am I doing this? But I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Are you going to do the Akoli one as well?
No, because who's he fighting?
I still don't know.
And I'm not doing a live watch along just for David Adelaide. Sorry. So no.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm trying to think other news. Um,
I don't think there's anything else, to be fair.
yeah, I don't
Unless
think.
there's something that you know that I don't. Let me just have a quick browse on Twitter. What is wrong with my throat?
I'm trying to think. No, I don't think there is anything. I think Caroline was the
Caroline was
main.
the main news, weren't she?
Yeah, she was.
Oh, did you know? And this is totally off topic, and I suppose we can leave it there. Did you know that Cher is turning 80, but she's marrying a 39-year-old geezer?
I heard
That
something
80
about.
for president, Amber Rose's baby father.
Oh no!
No, but they've been together for years,
How many?
probably about 5 or 6.
Oh, good grief!
I cannot believe it. She's going to be 80. And yeah, well, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah, we know what this is. This is a boxing thing.
Listen, somebody put in a comment, because obviously it's Americans, isn't it? They put hallelujah reparations. It's just,
What is it, a brother?
yeah.
Oh, like a Madonna thing.
Yeah, get your
Oh,
money
and
back, get your money back. You know what they're
and,
like.
he, and the Madonna one, he's a yard brother as well. You
And
know
he's
that?
like 26.
Yeah, he's from Jamaica. He's so
Listen,
he-
I'd be shook to have my sons around her. I'd be like, you better get over it. I'll be treating them like they're 5-year-olds.
yeah, but these Jamaican men know
Yard man.
they know how to pattern this properly. They know what they're
The
doing.
lyrics.
They know what they're doing. They've been doing this, so yeah, well done to the brother. So
Well done. Oh yeah. One more thing before we go. What did you think of the Netflix documentary with 50 Cent airing out Puff Diddy Pop?
well, I've only watched episode 1 so
I've watched
far.
all of it.
Okay, I've only watched episode 1. Um, so I need to I'll
You
probably
gotta
get
watch
through.
it then. Watch it
Yeah, I'll probably
and
get
let me
through
know what you think.
one episode tonight. I'll probably do one tomorrow. I'll probably get through two tomorrow
It's a
actually.
very, very good documentary. A lot of theories and stuff that were put in there that if you're old like me and you was alive all around the time when Tupac was assassinated and when Biggie was assassinated, I always thought my man had something to do with the both of them anyway. And this was back in the day. This was in the 90s. I said I didn't like my man because that tune that he did that he took off Sting, Every Breath, that one. And
Yeah.
he was dancing. And I remember that performance live, and I thought, how is this geezer so happy that
Mm.
his brethren's just got popped? It's almost like Biggie had to die for him to become a star. I know this is totally off topic, but watch it. It's very, very good documentary.
Yeah. Well, the first episode, when you're learning about his background, his mum, what she was on, his dad,
Yeah.
you know, you can, and then you know the way he's in his office and he's going mad like, what? And but I even remember him the way he used to move back in the day anyway when he was sending them people
Oh,
miles and
making
miles
the
in New
plan.
York to go and get the
Yeah,
cheesecake.
that was he was mugging people off, man.
Yeah, he was.
I seen that, and I didn't. I liked his music. Don't get me wrong. I loved his music because I like the way that he mixed the tunes. But now I'm hearing that he weren't really writing his lyrics or making his music. He had other people doing it for him.
Oh, you didn't know he was getting ghostwritten? Everyone knew that.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Everyone knew he was getting
Nah,
ghostwritten.
and the producing as well.
No, the producing. I didn't know that. I knew he did some producing, but what then it turns out he wasn't really. He just had a good ear
Mm,
for what's a hit and what's not. But
mm.
I knew everyone knew he was getting ghostwritten because he's not he was never a lyricist.
Nah, he was never a lyricist.
Yeah,
And obviously, one of the geezers that wrote is you have to watch it because some of it's funny, but then on the flip side, people are going at 50 saying that 50 is moving like a rat that is always putting down his own people and this, that, and the other. There's a flip side where, and this is just audience
reaction.
comments that you can see online where a couple of people like, why are you doing my man like that? Why are you so quick? Like Ja Rule, this, whatever. They're saying that he only goes after certain people, but
Well, the Ja Rule thing that was street beef from back in the day before
yeah,
50 even really made it. And the Guess Who's Back times and stuff where they actually had a 50 beat Ja Rule up and that. But the P Diddy one, I heard that 50's
just the
main
baby
gripe.
mother in it.
Yeah, Diddy chopped the baby mother. Um,
Industry chicks.
yeah, but it's like when I remember when 50 put out the video of his brethren chopping Rick Ross's baby
It's too
mother back
much,
in the
man.
day. So it's you know what I mean, these gal are getting passed around.
But the industry's been like that, you
Yeah.
know. God rest certain artist soul, female artist soul. I was an absolute fan of, but when you look at the relationship history, starting from really like 14 years old, so you're looking at abuse and other horrific offences, all the way passing around the industry.
Mm, yeah,
It's crazy.
it is. It
Because
is.
remember, Puff Daddy, he stole Kim Porter off Albie Shaw.
Yeah,
He stole that Miss Hilton or whatever her name is from Eric Sermon. He stole Cassie from that other producer. Imagine he goes to the studio. She goes to the studio with a man who's a producer as well, Ryan Leslie, and
yeah,
then Piddy's just Piddy. Puff Daddy's just like talk, just talk the
yeah. It's
gal.
jacking, but it's just jacking. But do you know what it is?
Addicted to you.
No, but do you know what it is? You see men at that age group and a little bit older. That was a big thing. That's a
Serious.
common theme. Yeah, we'll talk afterwards. But it's a
Serious.
common theme. I'm telling you.
So not just in the industry.
No,
Oh, we'll
no.
have to carry on this another time
Yeah,
then.
we'll talk on the phone. But I'm telling you, this is a common theme around that generation and a bit
Ah,
older.
that is my generation.
Yeah, but I'm talking about and a bit older as well, like 10, 15 years older as well. They
Oh
was
wow.
on that. They was on that heavy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this boxing chat took a bit of a turn, but there's lots of other things going on that are not just boxing. I've got to say thank you to everybody in the chat. We haven't gone through the comments, but we do appreciate the comments. I'm definitely like reading some of them as I'm talking with Danny and Base. But Danny, is there anything else except for subscribe to all of our channels? We will be live back again next week, Tuesday, because I'm sure in the high heavens that something else would have happened in boxing. We all do our own things. If you subscribe to our channels, you get the notifications anyway. Wish Danny all the best because he's out with Craig Richards in Ghana on the 20th as well. But I guess we'll give you a final finale, all the best next week on Tuesday. But over to you, Danny.
Yeah, so by then I will be out there. So hopefully I'll be the Wi-Fi is cool. I think it will be. And yeah, they will soon find out.
Philip, we're not putting this bit out. No.
But yeah, no, thank you everyone for tuning in. Sorry for
Allah, Matel. Look on that last piece of something in there.
Yeah, oh please, he's just trying it. Yeah, he just wants the stream to carry on. But no, thank you everyone for tuning in. Apologies for my lateness as well. I forgot to mention. But yeah, we're here. We're being consistent, and we're here for you guys, and we're very much appreciative of all your comments and your interaction and engagements throughout the lives, throughout the streams, on the Fight Talk Live, and yeah, all that good stuff.
So yeah, au revoir then.
And remember, until next time, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is.
Catch us in hell.